It has finally arrived, and man, am I excited to take you along for the ride. Welcome to the video today, and today we will be talking about the Spider Farmer Indoor Grow Tent with the SF1000 light. Now, I am far from a professional when it comes to setting these up. This is actually my very first time doing this. And I did run into a couple hiccups. I wouldn't say manufacturing hiccups. I would say just lack of knowledge hiccups that I think some people that are new to building these grow tents should know. Let's go ahead and open her up. Inside, we have, start at the bottom here. We have a cool little tray that's removable, so you can take it in and out just in case you have any spills. I'd recommend using a pot base to catch any drips or spills, but just in case, they do have this, and underneath there is more of that cool metal lining, so it's a pretty cool accessory. There's also in the kit some of these patches or blocks, what I think goes inside of here when you're trying to shut out as much light as possible. As you can see, there's quite a few of these for your air intake or exhaust, cords, wiring, things like that. It also came with 3 5-gallon mesh or fabric pots, which is awesome. Hygrometer / thermometer for climate and temperature control. Nice cool scrog net. Lots of access panels. It also came with a fan control, which is there plugged in, and a timer for the light. Now let's check out this light. This light is pretty bright. It'll blind you. Turn it on there, and it is an adjustable light, which is really cool. I've seen some videos online that had this driver here. It's a Meanwheel driver, and I've noticed some of them are adjusted from the bottom, which I believe you can still do. If you look underneath here, you can see that on the left there's that little nipple sticking out there. It's a rubberized, and I think you take that off to adjust it by hand. But I have a knob here, let me show you guys, that'll actually allow me to adjust this from the knob. There's also a power switch and 2 like telephone jacks, and those are to connect multiple lights together and have them all ran off of one dimming switch. But let's go ahead and dim her down. That was full brightness. And as you can see here, let me flip it. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100 watts. This is the SL1000, so I believe it goes up to 100 watts. Maybe a little more, and down to 20 watts. Now that I've showed you guys exactly what this guy looks like when set up, or at least when I set it up, watched a lot of videos, and I'm trying to cut the work out for you guys of having to watch videos. So let's move on to what I think would be useful information when setting this up. I was very impressed on how well packaged this item really was. So everything in the package after opening it up, I'm sorry I didn't do a unboxing video or review, but everything is very sturdy. Everything was intact. Nothing was broken. I mean, this thing is really durable, really thick. You can just hear by the sound of it. It's just really, really thick. I was a little concerned if the zippers would unzip and zip back up easily. And let me just show you guys. There's no fighting with it. It's going to open and close whenever you want. It's not going to go off track. So that's really, really good. One of the main things that I wanted to mention is setting up the poles. Now there's I believe a D, a E, a G, and an H. And I set it all up, put it all together, and realized, hey, there's something going on, because my corner brackets, which you can see there's 3 pins that go on each corner, weren't making a square. It was going off in the wrong direction. So I took it all apart and started over. What you need to keep in mind when you're setting this up is, let me see if I can show you, on the top of these poles there's a little black base or black pad on each top and bottom. So very important, if you want to set this up one time and not take it apart and put it back together, make sure those black pads are facing up and also facing down, and you should have a perfectly fit square when assembling this product. That is the very first step and first tip that I would give newcomers to building this Spider Farmer grow tent. After assembling all bars, corners, and frames, you should have a perfectly sturdy square frame. You are then going to unzip this whole unit all the way around in order to just simply slide it into place. The next step that I did after sliding the sleeve, let's call it, over the frame is placing my little mat in the bottom, and it does have some really cool Velcro straps that strap right to the poles, so you don't have to worry about moving it around on you, and it locks it right into place. Now, one of the biggest hurdles I had in assembling this unit and getting everything into place was the light, hanging the light. How exactly does that work? Now, there is instructions, easy to follow instructions in the guide on how to assemble this. I think my excitement got the best of me, and it was just more difficult than what it had to be. So my job here and my goal is to, again, cut out all of the work and studying on how this goes together to make sure you get it right and show you guys how I did it. So it's going to come with 2 of these hangers which clip on each side of the light. Now you want to make sure that you are parallel to the mean well driver, which means you're going to clip here, here, there, and there, and it's going to come into one. You then find where the ratchet is, and there's a string, and as you can see there's another clip up there. You're going to find that and you're going to clip it to that, and you are going to carefully hang it like this. Now this was pretty tricky. For all you people that are experts, I know that this would have been a simple understanding of how to hang this, but again, this is my first time and I had no idea how to do it, and nobody online or on YouTube was showing me how this works. So you simply just throw your clip over the edge and just clip the rope right over it. So hang it over, clip it onto there, and you got a secure hanging going on each side. And then again, where the ratchet is, and you know where it's ratcheting because you can hear it. If you ever need to lift this, it's gonna be hard to do with one hand, but you can pull it up and down. As you can see, my light's crooked now, and all you would have to do is, there's a release right there, so you would just hit the release and lower it back. So that was a little difficult for me to do. For one, I didn't want to damage the light, and 2, I wanted to make sure I was able to lift it and lower it as easy as possible on how it was actually designed. And I can see that this thing is not going anywhere. It's going to be easy to lift or lower based on the size of my plants. And I hope this is a good piece of information that you guys can use. And let's move on to the next hurdle I had, is how to set the exhaust up. Fortunately, it came with these really cool straps, and before I realized I had those straps, I actually used zip ties, and I had it in backwards. Now, I really don't want to tell you which way to have your exhaust. It's going to be entirely up to you on how you're trying to grow or how you're trying to exhaust. But the way I did it is I took the unit with the fabric on it, I believe that's the carbon filter, and I went ahead and hung it on the crossbars, which there are 2 crossbars that come with it. One of them is for my light specifically, and then I used both of them together to tie this carbon filter on, and it's just like any old little strap that you see like that, maybe like on a backpack. Then what I did is came with this really durable, I mean, this isn't the stuff that you get from Walmart for your dryers. It's gonna just rip on you when you try to assemble it. This stuff is really strong. But I went ahead and just clamped it there, ran it through, and as you guys can see, there's a 2-way in and out on these sleeves that they have on these tents to keep the max amount of light inside, which works perfectly. So you want to slide the sleeve over, tighten it down, and let me show you what the other side looks like. Again, there's another sleeve, two-way. Tie the sleeve over, tighten it down, and it goes down, goes into this exhaust. And if you look at the bottom, now here's the other thing I'm thinking, which way is in and which way is out? I'm not familiar with any of this. And I looked in here and I seen a fan on this side and a fan on the other side. But one cool thing that they do give you as a pointer and a way to go is there's only one way that this base unit that it sits on, this flat piece, that's like a little stand for it. There's only one way it can go on. As you guys can see, it clips on right here. You can press those pins in those squares and this would pop right off. But it only goes on one way. If you were to try to turn that around, it's not gonna go on. So that's a key feature on knowing which way is in and out, because if you look on the inside of this, it says in and out. So you obviously wanna come out of your tent, go into the fan, and exhaust out. So you're sucking air from the inside through the carbon filter, cleaning it out, and it's just blowing out. Now, there's some people that want to exhaust into their attic or exhaust out of a window. This is an inline fan, so you could cut that material if you wanted to. Now, this was another confusing part. Again, I'm new to this, and I'm trying to explain to people that are also new to help them have a better understanding. You can cut this piece out. They give you plenty of it. And you can do another run of it here and exhaust that like through a hole in the wall or in the attic or however you want to do it, instead of just hanging this out your window. It's a lot easier, it's a lot better looking, and they also give you the option to do that. I really can care less where it exhausts from. My whole goal is just to make sure I have exhaust, so I'm going right into my garage with it. Now let's talk a little more about the accessories. If you come over here, this is a fan controller. Let's go ahead and turn it on. The reason why they give you this is I found out, I went ahead and just hardwired the fan to an outlet, and it's constantly on. It never turns off. So as you can see, I got it on. You hear it running. It's exhausting. I can feel air coming out. That's what you want. You can lower it, or you can bring it back up, and then it just goes into off. So that's a really cool feature. I thought this fan controller was going to be for an actual fan. In my mind, and a fan is a fan, you know, it spins around, but this is totally different, and it's a really cool accessory and add to this build or setup, because of the fact that you can control the airflow and you can actually turn it on and off. Also came with the timer, which could be a little complicated to use if you have never used one of these before. This is a 24-hour timer based on military time. That's why it goes all the way to 24. Fortunately, I know military time, use it quite a bit. But if you want to know how to exactly use this, I would look up videos on YouTube. That's what I did. And once you have it set, you're good to go. You can just leave it there and no problems. Last but not least, we have extra hangers, which is awesome, because I do plan on buying some fans, some little small fans, maybe to either hang or clip, but I do have the hanging option if I need it. This did not come with actual fans to circulate the air, but it's no problem to go and get some, and to have these extra clips. Some tents don't even come with these at all, so it's great to have extras. Comes with a telephone line, forget the exact name of it, but this is to connect more than one and have them all controlled off one unit. All the instructions in this kit were just really simple to understand. I like to go deep and do my own research as well on top of instructions to find out the best way possible to set it up based on what I plan on growing. If you guys have any questions or would like for me to make another video, feel free to add a question in the comment section and I'll try my best to answer it. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I will be making more videos in the future. And I just absolutely love this Spider Farmer Grow. I told you guys I would show you what it looks like with it on underneath. And there we are. Till next time, Spider Farming out.